What would the sale price be for a year of your life?
I wouldn't have took $1 million for a year.
Mario Stinchcomb means it too, because he lived it. 22 years old when he was locked up for a murder he swore he didn't commit. 40 when he was released because the Fulton County Conviction Integrity Unit investigated and agreed, granting him a new trial that led to the charges being thrown out.
You know, I missed a lot of good years of my life.
His son's first steps, his mother's last years, his daughter's first day of school, every birthday, graduation, milestone missed.
I just want to get closure. I want to be able to move on with a productive life.
Now 45, Stinchcomb is trying to rebuild. He started a trucking business, bought a home for his family, but it's been hard.
I want to invest. I want to buy land. So all the dreams I had, I still want to do them.
Now those dreams feel more within reach.
Motion has prevailed.
Last year, Georgia lawmakers created a path for people like Stinchcomb to be repaid for those lost years. The Wrongful Conviction Compensation Act allows exonerees to seek payments from the state, around $76,000 for every year spent wrongfully imprisoned, an extra $25,000 for each year on death row. But the process isn't simple. Claims go through administrative court hearings where people who already had their convictions overturned must again prove their innocence. Defense attorney Andrew Fleischman was the very first in the door, representing 4 clients through the process so far.
I have to establish by a preponderance of the evidence that they're innocent.
That basically means relitigating the case, sometimes decades later. Witnesses, evidence, expert testimony, a significant hurdle, Fleischman admits.
So far, I've won 2 and lost 2. Bringing those experts back for a hearing like this cost money they didn't have.
And why do you have the burden of proof when, theoretically, that's already been established?
Generally speaking, legislatures and the public don't want to give money to somebody who's undeserving. So that preponderance part is to sort of fix that.
According to data obtained by 11Alive through open records, so far 46 claims have been filed under the new law. 3 people have been awarded compensation so far: Marlena Hamilton, Kelvin Bradley, and Ronnie Bartlett. Hamilton was the first to succeed, being awarded nearly $431,000. Fleischman represented her, but
I'm a little salty about it.
The Dougherty County District Attorney's Office appealed the decision. It's right under the new law.
I may end up having to go to the Court of Appeals with the Supreme Court of Georgia eventually to get that client her money.
In some cases, like Mario's, the prosecuting DA may concede a person's innocence, giving them a more direct path to compensation. Because of that concession, he gets to skip the process of relitigating his innocence. But even for successful compensation cases, a payout isn't immediate, because the compensation fund must be approved and funded by the state legislature in each annual budget.
They could always just not fund the program if they felt like it.
So there's a law saying that these people should have a process for compensation, but separately, it doesn't actually need to be funded every year?
You know, there are a lot of rights without remedies in America, and this is one of them.
For the state, these are claims, cases, agenda items. But for people like Mario, they're a second chance to grab a hold of a life that kept moving forward, while theirs stood still.
Getting this money will be generational wealth, not only for myself, but for my kids, for my grandkids. I'm gonna build a foundation. I'm gonna make sure my family has a chance.
Savannah Levin's 11Alive News investigates.
So according to the 11Alive Investigates team, if all 51 exonerees were compensated for the combined 610 years lost, well, the state will owe around $46 million. And Mario stands to be awarded a little more than $1.4 million before taxes for his 19 years behind bars.